the Southeast news leader. This is the News at 11.
They left the coastal empire with high hopes and a massive job ahead. Tonight, we'll talk with rescuers living a nightmare on the streets of New York City.
In the middle of all the death and destruction, 2 men and 2 dogs from right here at home.
They are from the South Side Fire Department. Lieutenant John Frank and Division Chief Doug Sahlberger and their trained dogs are searching through the rubble. We introduced you to them Tuesday night as they left for New York, then talked to them on the phone after the first day of work. Tonight, in a WTOC exclusive, I had a chance to talk to both men via satellite from the streets of New York. Gentlemen, I would like to thank you so much for joining us tonight and taking some time out from your busy schedule. First of all, I have to ask you, how are you? We have heard some things that had our hearts in our throats about your activities up there. How are you guys tonight?
We're hanging in there. It's been unreal since we've been up here.
It has been. It's been very overwhelming.
It's beyond words. We've had some injuries. Both dogs yesterday had some minor injuries. You probably heard that mine fell approximately 20 feet, almost 2 stories. She's doing much better now. Today we had another minor injury. I had a sheet of steel catch my hand and actually break my hand, so I'm in a cast now.
Tell us what happened yesterday, Lieutenant, because I know we had some tense moments when we heard that building was giving you guys problems.
We had some threats of collapse. The actual Liberty building never collapsed. There was many threats. We kept running out. The problem, though, was over on the pile. It was getting a little slick. It hadn't rained yet yesterday, but we were working pretty high up on the pile, and her and I slipped together and fell approximately 10 to 12 feet. And I couldn't hold her any longer. I was trying to hold on from going down. She went another 20 feet beyond me. It dazed her pretty good. She was at the vet. They have a FEMA vet center here. She was there for about 3 to 4 hours being treated. She's doing much better now. She got a little sick last night. She had follow-up care today. But she seems to be full of energy earlier. She's tired now. She's ready to go home. I
bet she is. Now, you, in one of your emails today, you told us about the emotional thing that you went through as the firefighters and the steel workers saw your dog was in trouble and helped you get the dog and yourself to safety.
Yeah, it was emotional. The firefighters were upset when she fell. There was yells and help getting down to her. Then when I was running out, that's when the alert for the collapse come out. And I actually had to pick her up and run. I ran quite a distance, probably about 5-6 city blocks. I started wearing out on the way, and some iron workers were running as well and helped me carry her the rest of the way because I was just out of breath from carrying her that far.
Mm-hmm. Doug, what have your days been like? We've had a chance to hear from the lieutenant. How have you been doing up there?
They've been very long. They've been overwhelming. There's been a lot of devastation here, obviously. It's not exactly what we expected. We thought, I think, we'd be able to handle a little bit better than we have. The dogs have been working tremendously well. We've been working 12, 14, 16 hours probably today, and to be honest with you, it's just been very overwhelming. It's just overwhelming, and that's really all I could say. I'm almost speechless. It's what we do, since the dogs are cadaver dogs, as you can see, my dog's laying down, they're just wore out. And what we do is we find, obviously, the body parts, and the firefighters and other people find and dig them up. So it's just, we're right in there. We see all of it. It's very gruesome, and it's just not what we expected, and we're ready to come home.
I'm sure you are. We see the big pictures, the big buildings, the big plumes of smoke, but you folks are down there in that dirt and rubble every day. It must just be terrible. How can you cope with that? Are you able to sleep at night? Are you doing okay?
That's funny. We talked about that. Go ahead.
We talked about that today. I think we checked in last night about 11 o'clock, and I don't think either one of us really got to sleep till about 3 a.m., tossing and turning and just kind of thinking about what we've seen and the life that's been lost. And woke up about 6 and pretty much started all over again. It's for anybody that's inside where we are and been inside the workers, it's, you know, they're the heroes along with the lives that have been lost, because the things that they're seeing and the things that are going on are tremendous. They're working. Some of them have been in there for 20 hours, and they continuously go. They're loved families, loved ones, friends, partners. And I think really one of the things that hurt us the most when we first got here several days ago is when one of the police officers asked John if we would find his friend.
That was
and
rough.
that was very overwhelming.
What do you tell somebody like that?
And under the circumstances,
we appreciate the support, but
yeah, what is the mood like? Because you guys obviously have seen all this. It's got to be getting everybody down, but is there some hope that at the end they may find a survivor, that all this is going to get better someday?
Yeah, they've been pushing, Mike, to find a survivor, but realistically, I think we're past that point. But their drive just does not end. The city fire here, these are their partners and the people they've known for years, their friends that are under this rubble. There is such a drive just to make the recoveries and to get the city back to normal. The public has been helping just tremendously. We just can't imagine, you just can't imagine the way. You've heard the rumors of how New York City people are through the rumor mill. Well, we haven't found it that way at all. We've been treated so well. They're so happy to help us here. And that helps too, the drive. As you see, the crowds are even here. And the drive, though, the firemen come in, they're cheered going in, they're thanked for their job. It's just unreal, Mike, just to see them work. They just won't give up. They just won't go home. They have to actually tell someone to go home because they just will not leave until they find them.
You guys have put in a lot of long hours. What's ahead for you tomorrow? I'm sure there's not much rest.
Well, I think we're going to be up about, I hope to sleep in until about 7 or 8 o'clock. It's usually been about 7 we've been getting up. And come back down here and see if our services are still needed. Truthfully, we'd like to come home. I think I've seen enough emotionally. And I know Doug has, we talked about this. We're about saturated with about all we can handle anymore. This is far more than what we ever expected it to be. And we just mentally, it's setting in, but it seems so storybook or movie-like here. It just doesn't, you're working it, it's not reality that these pieces you're finding are actually people. And I don't know how much more we can just take of this. We have other crews coming in now. California is here and other dog teams. And we're going to check in tomorrow and see if they can utilize us. We were hoping maybe to slip out today, this afternoon, but that just was not the case. They were not ready to release us. They have not given us a time frame when they can. We may just have to sit down and talk to them and ask when we can actually leave.
What are you going to tell the folks when you come back home about what you've seen? There's just so much. It is overwhelming for us to hear. And frankly, I don't know that how we can relate to what you've gone through.
To tell you the truth, Mike, that's something else we've been talking about. They told us we're going to have to go through a debriefing when we're on arrival. Truthfully, Mike, I don't want to sit down and really talk to many people about it. I want to let it go. We talk about it here. We've actually had to go out late at night, no matter what the hour is, and have something to eat and just kind of forget about it. Like today, we haven't ate yet, and we're hoping once we leave here, we'll actually go get a bite to eat. But we start that winding down. But when we get home, to tell them more than what they could ever imagine or dream of. I hope they never have to experience this. And truthfully, I want to move on. It's something that's going to change my life. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's going to have an effect on a lot of people, and it will change mine. Sure. But I need to move on. And Doug?
Yeah, it's been the same. Anyone that's here, it's obviously been a life-changing experience. I think everyone here is going to, I think they're going to have to talk to people about this when they get back to wherever it needs, you know, after things wind down, because like I said, it's just not what you expect. It's far beyond your imagination. You know, obviously we wouldn't go into detail, but it's just past your imagination. There's no telling, you know, it's just everything you find is just someone's loved one. You find pictures, you see the folks out here that are, it's their family, their loved ones, and here we are, and we're finding their remains in pieces.
I know you guys have family here because,
a lot of them.
Yeah, you guys have family here. We've spoken to them. We've exchanged emails. I know they're going to be happy to be able to see you tonight, and I'm sure you cannot wait to get home and see them again.
That's correct. Yeah,
that's the truth.
I miss my family very much, and right now I wish they were here with us.
My mother's been very upset and worried, and my sister especially, and then our friends have exchanged emails with us, and that's not the only ones. Our department, our chiefs, and then y'all. We've appreciated the emails even from y'all. It shows that there are people out there thinking about us.
The support from back home is overwhelming, and we appreciate everyone back home because we're a long ways from home. We're by ourselves, and we've never been obviously encountered anything quite like this. And we appreciate everyone back home who has stood behind us.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you for thank you so much for your time tonight and the hard, difficult work you are doing. We do support you here, and we cannot wait to have you home among us again and welcome you back. But thank you so much for taking time out, and I hope that the CBS crew in New York can take care of you and maybe get you a good meal while you're there.
Yes, sir, they've been wonderful, and we appreciate them also.
Good. Well, thank you so much,
Thanks,
and come
Mike.
see us
Thanks,
as soon
Mike.
as you get home. Of course, we don't know when they'll be home yet. We'll keep our fingers crossed that they come home safe and sound very soon.
It's pretty amazing what they are going through.
Yeah, we will never really relate to it.
No, we won't.